So, you're another guy in jail who finds religion.
Not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly? That's exactly what happened.
Look, I was in prison long before I went to Folsom. I became a law unto myself.
Ah, so you sat there in your prison cell and memorized Oscar Wilde's The Ballad of Reading Jail, and to every human heart that breaks in prison cell yard is as that broken box that gave its treasure to the Lord.
And filled the unclean leper's house with scent of costly snow.
Ah, happy they whose hearts can break and peace of pardon win.
How else may man make straight his plan and cleanse his soul from sin? May Lord Christ enter in. It's all fiction.
Is that so? Just like the picture of Dorian Gray.
Sure, consider me Dorian Gray.
The story of a wildly attractive young lad who so adores a portrait of himself.
While admiring his beauty, he wished it would endure forever.
And that any reckless, sensual living would leave him unstained, still young and beautiful, and affect only the picture.
Yeah, that sounds great. Count me in.
You're wishing like Dorian, but you're not thinking, not reasoning. He got his wish. His lawless, self-indulgent living didn't change his appearance one bit.
He hid the portrait in the attic out of sight. Yet indeed, every vile act was registered on the picture and changed the countenance of his face. The portrait became scarred and disfigured.
But out of sight, out of mind, like the soul, the spirit, the things we can't see, touch, feel.
Yes, Cameron, yes, keep it in the attic, but don't go in there.
Don't go in there. Don't look. Don't look.
But you can't help or avoid it, because the portrait is really inside you.
Ooh, I'm so scared.
Cameron, hey, be careful you don't get caught between two opposing forces.
Yeah, Oscar likes to play devil's advocate. Don't take anything he says too seriously.
Hey, with Tyler back in town doing the saintly thing, maybe I'm not playing.
Hey, so what happened to Dorian? Come on, finish this!
He lived only for pleasure, a life of self-indulgence.
He moved the fences and lived in lawlessness.
Gratifying only himself. Nothing was sacred anymore. He violated every form of beauty.
And nothing profane could ever be beautiful, right?
That's right, Cameron.
Ah, is that another voice of reason?
Over time, the portrait became absolutely horrid and hideous.
Much time had passed, and when Dorian saw the portrait once again, he was mortified and furious and raged as he turned his anger not to himself, but to the painter.
He showed the picture to the painter.
The painter who cared about Dorian very much, and said, Dorian, though your sins be like scarlet,
They shall be white as wool.
But he didn't listen. He grabbed a knife and he stabbed yours to death.
Then he saw blood dripping down the front of the picture.
so he took the knife and he stabbed the picture and fell to the floor, lifeless.
And the picture returned to its pristine beauty.
But Dorian was scarred and disfigured, showing the marks of his life of debauchery.
Wow. Wow, that's a cool story.
Yes, it sure was, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
It's more than a story. Now, imagine if the picture was switched just as Dorian plunged in the knife.
Switch to what?
A picture of...
Now, let me guess. A picture of Jesus Christ.
Think about that.
Nope. As I said, it's all fiction.
We'll see about that, Cameron. So, Tyler, you're 6 years in jail. What have you done the last 2 years?
You're gonna laugh, but I've been working on a horse ranch outside of the Sally.
Oh, so you've been out in the country.
Anyone can stay pure in the country.
You're back in the city now. Yeehaw!
No,
You won't last any longer than Dorian himself.
I find this kind of funny. Cameron here's a prodigal who has run away from God.
And Tyler has been
After all, what's done in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Maybe, as my father always says, in Sin City, the wages of sin is not death. Come on, everybody. What's done in Vegas stays in Vegas. One more time. What's done in Vegas